If you plan to use your English in a real-world situation, probably you're going to have to change your mindset. You're going to have to change it from the mindset of a learner to the mindset of a real user. So what do I mean by that? Most learners, when they think about vocabulary, think about beginner vocabulary, intermediate vocabulary, and high-level vocabulary. And that's fine in a learning environment. But in the true world, in the real world, no one cares. No one thinks about that. How we perceive vocabulary is very different in a real world situation. So if you're going to go to a British or American university or work for an international company, you have to think about vocabulary in a different way. So how do you need to think about that vocabulary? This is homemade bread, and it's really delicious. It's a little bit special. Added to this bread is some curry powder and some cumin, and that gives it a curry flavour. So it's a little bit special, and I love curry, so this homemade bread is really, really delicious. The curry powder and the cumin add to its flavour, but they only add something. Without it, it would still be delicious bread. The most important thing for making this bread is this, the flour. If you're making bread or cakes, flour is the most important thing. You can add other things to make it better, but this is the most important thing. So what does that have to do with English? There are high frequency words and low frequency words. So for example, for a high frequency word, go or eat, we use these every day, multiple times. I know in Japanese that you have said today, iku or taberu. Absolutely. They're so high frequency words. We use them all the time. But there are also low frequency words. Words that we only use occasionally, not so often, and at specific important times. And if we use them at the wrong time or too often, they make our English sound very strange. So for example, let's take the word drink. So drink is a verb. Again, that's a very high frequency word. We use it a lot. It's also a noun. We can use it as a noun. Again, that's very high frequency. But a similar word to drink as a noun is the noun beverage, which is a low frequency word. If you work for a drinks company, then you'll say that word every day. It will be high frequency. But for most people, it's super low frequency. We rarely say it. But there are times when it's important to use it. So understanding when to use high frequency words and when to use low frequency words is very important. You want to be using the high frequency words much more than the low frequency words. In my 25 years teaching English in Japan, I've met a lot of students who are high level and very good at speaking English, and a lot of students who are pseudo high level. So they're not really high level. And what makes them pseudo high level is that they overuse low frequency words and underuse high frequency words. So their English becomes very unnatural and difficult to listen to. So if you're going to use your English in the real world, think about what are the high frequency words and when to use them, and how to use low frequency words in the right time and the right place so that you speak fluently and naturally. Thank you for watching.